Roast reality, where AI delivers the punchline. There are loud people, and then there's Kai Cenat, a one-man hurricane with a ring light. He doesn't just stream, he detonates. Every second of his broadcast feels like the algorithm itself took an energy drink and started screaming into your brain. When Kai goes live, Wi-Fi trembles, servers pray. Your attention span packs its bags and says, "I'm staying here now." He's not a streamer. He's a natural disaster with sponsorship deals. He turned chaos into currency, volume into value, and somehow convinced millions that shouting, "Let's go!" is a business plan. In a world full of quiet quitting, he chose loud existing, and the internet rewarded him with billions of views and zero chill. So today, we're not just talking about a streamer, we're dissecting a phenomenon. Because when Kai Cenat goes online, he's not chasing clout, he's live testing the limits of human sanity. Let's get one thing straight. Everything you're about to hear is based on open sources, public facts, and a dash of AI-powered sarcasm. We're not prophets. We're comedians with a Wi-Fi connection and access to the internet's loudest mistakes. So if you're thinking, "Oh wait, did Kai really break the internet?" Relax. Nobody's suing anyone here, at least not yet. And yes, we know. He's entertaining. He's unstoppable. He's the reason your little cousin now screams, "Let's go!" at dinner. But remember, this is a roast, not a documentary. We're just here to hold up the mirror and make sure it's loud enough to break your speakers. Because the moment you press Go Live, you're not just streaming, you're summoning the algorithm. And once it wakes up, it's not you controlling the audience, it's the audience controlling you. Welcome to the new age of fame, where chaos is content and attention is the only real currency. Now let's rewind to where it all began, a kid in the Bronx, a cheap camera, and a dream to make the whole world shout back at him. Every legend starts in a basement. For some, it's a startup. For Kai Cenat, it was a bedroom that looked like a cross between a dorm room and a Wi-Fi hotspot meltdown. No team, no studio, just one kid, one webcam, and a dream to scream his way out of obscurity. He didn't need investors. He had rage, energy, and a face that looked like it was permanently buffering between excitement and insanity. When others said, "Find your niche," Kai said, "I am the niche." He didn't stream games. He streamed emotion. He didn't follow the algorithm. He fed it. And somehow, the algorithm, that cold, calculating machine, looked at him and said, "Yes, you are chaos personified. I will make you king soon." That Bronx bedroom became a launch pad. One viral moment turned into 2, then 10, then an empire of noise. Millions started tuning in not to see what he'd do, but to see if he'd survive his own stream. And in that madness, something clicked. Because in the attention economy, you don't need a message. You just need momentum. So, Kai kept yelling, and the internet kept paying attention. If YouTube and Twitch had a favorite child, it would be Kai Cenat, not because he's quiet, smart, or educational, but because he's the human embodiment of watch time. The man doesn't just stream, he hijacks your dopamine. Every scream, every jump, every chaotic laugh, it's engineered chaos, disguised as fun. You think he's just being himself? Number. He's speaking the native language of the algorithm, volume, energy, unpredictability. It's not charisma, it's clickability. While other creators are fighting to keep your attention, Kai is out here running a digital theme park with no safety regulations. The more he breaks, the more you stay. The longer you stay, the more the algorithm smiles. It's like watching a slot machine that occasionally explodes, and you keep pulling the lever thinking, this next clip, this next scream, might be the jackpot. That's the genius of Kai. He cracked the code. Not by studying it, but by becoming it. He's not gaming the system. He is the system, with a ring light and a hoodie. And that's when the machine crowned him king, because nothing feeds the algorithm better than a creator who burns calories faster than data. Some creators build a brand. Kai accidentally detonated one. His logo isn't a name, it's a reaction. His slogan isn't a catchphrase, it's a scream echoing across every For You page on Earth. Where others schedule content, He schedules chaos. No script, no filters, no corporate approval. Just raw, uncut electricity that makes every stream feel like it could either end in viral glory or a fire alarm. And here's the trick. Chaos looks authentic. Because it is. You can't fake that kind of emotional combustion, but you can monetize it. Every meltdown becomes a meme. Every technical failure becomes a trend. Every overreaction becomes a brand identity. Kai doesn't need to go viral. He is viral. He's the personification of what the internet actually rewards. Volume over value, attention over accuracy, reaction over reason. And yet, it works. Because the world isn't searching for meaning anymore. It's searching for a moment. And Kai gives you 10 per minute. So while marketing experts write essays about authenticity, Kai just breaks another headset and earns 1 million views. When rock stars toured the world, they left behind hotel bills and broken guitars. When Kai Cenat tours, he leaves Wi-Fi outages and national headlines. The man turned streaming into foreign policy. Governments literally paid to fly him in, hoping a single selfie could do what a decade of tourism ads couldn't. They called it youth engagement. Translation: taxpayer-funded clout. From London to Tokyo, stadiums filled, cities froze, and entire PR departments prayed he wouldn't accidentally start a riot. Because when you invite chaos for dinner, you don't get to choose who it brings as a +1. His visit meant views. His presence meant press. And for a few glorious days, mayors, ministers, and marketing teams all shared one dream: that this human hurricane would make their city trend. But when he left, what remained wasn't revenue. It was reflection. Because somewhere between the headlines and hashtags, the question began to whisper through the static. Are we still chasing influence, or are we now worshiping it? Fame used to be a ladder. Now it's a loop. You don't climb it. You spin inside it until the algorithm gets bored. Kai started streaming for fun. Now he streams to survive. Because when your life becomes content, silence feels like death. Every reaction must be bigger. Every stream must be longer. Every collab must break another record. It's not growth. It's maintenance of momentum. The audience doesn't want your truth. They want your volume. They don't care if you're tired. They care if you're trending. They don't see you as human. They see you as momentum incarnate. And the algorithm? It's the perfect jailer. It never punishes. It only withholds attention. You stop screaming, it stops caring. That's the real influence trap. You start by chasing the dream and end up chasing your own echo. It's not burnout. It's digital erosion. Bit by bit, the human fades until there's only content left. So next time you see a viral meltdown on stream, ask yourself, is he performing or is he drowning in applause? If you're still watching, congrats. You're officially part of the few who can handle the chaos. Hit subscribe because this roast is just heating up, and the next one might burn even brighter. They say chaos doesn't pay, but only because they've never seen a Twitch payout. Kai Cenat turned unpredictability into a business model. Every shout, every rage quit, every what? A perfectly timed cash register sound. Not metaphorically, literally. He made noise into currency. This is the new factory, not of steel, but of dopamine. Thousands of chatters pressing buttons, donating, subscribing, each one funding the storm they came to watch. And the brands? Oh, they love it. Because nothing sells faster than chaos, and as long as it comes with engagement metrics. In the old world, you needed a product. Now, you are the product. Every reaction you sell is a stock trade in the market of human attention. And the funny thing? The audience thinks it's free, but they pay with the most expensive thing they have: their focus. This is not capitalism anymore. It's emotional arbitrage, where every outburst is an investment and every breakdown is a limited edition NFT of the human soul. Kai doesn't just stream for money. He streams because the money machine never sleeps, and silence doesn't pay rent. Once upon a time, a kid sat in a dark room talking to a webcam. Now he walks onto a stage, and that webcam has become a nation. The neon lights, the cameras, the chants, it's not just a live show, it's a resurrection of the internet's favorite son. The energy of millions compressed into one human body and projected back like lightning across continents. But look closer. There's something poetic and tragic in how far the screen has traveled, from bedroom to boardroom, from chat room to concert hall. The dream got bigger, but so did the distance between him and the people who made it real. This is the paradox of modern fame. You become more visible and less reachable, more celebrated and less known. His tour sold out arenas. But when the lights go down, the silence in that backstage room sounds exactly like the one he started with. Because no matter how big the venue, it's still just one guy, talking into the void, hoping the void still answers. When Kai Cenat took his energy on the road, the internet followed, and so did the chaos. What started as a celebration of streaming culture turned into a global stress test for fame. Crowds flooding streets, police sirens echoing through city squares, and local governments realizing too late. They didn't hire a creator, they summoned a movement. Each stop became a mirror of the digital world. Hype, hysteria, headlines, on repeat. One crowd too wild, one video too viral, and suddenly every mayor was asking the same question. Why did we pay for this? Because yes, public money fueled this tour. Cities spent millions hoping to turn a live streamer into a tourism ad. They wanted attention. They got pandemonium. And Kai? He surfed it like a professional storm chaser, smiling, spinning, streaming through the uproar. He didn't create the chaos. He just learned how to monetize it. Kai Cenat didn't build a fan base. He built a faith. Every stream, every yell, every over-the-top reaction wasn't just content. It was ritual. A sacred ceremony of chaos, performed nightly for millions of believers staring into their glowing altars. They don't just watch him, they echo him. The laughter, the rage, the randomness, it spreads like gospel. Welcome to the church of unfiltered energy, where the commandments are simple: react louder, type faster, and if it's trending, it's truth. Kai became more than a streamer. He became the mirror for a generation raised by adrenaline and Wi-Fi. They see his wins as theirs, his outbursts as proof of authenticity, his chaos as permission to exist loudly. And that's the paradox. The man who built his fame on noise now lives surrounded by echoes that never stop. Because once the internet crowns you the high priest of hype, you can't turn the volume down. You can only pray the crowd keeps listening. Let's be honest, Kai isn't the problem, he's the symptom. The platforms built this chaos. They designed it, optimized it, and monetized every scream. Twitch, YouTube, Kick, they all preach community. But what they really worship is retention. Keep the eyes glued, the fingers typing, and the ads rolling. No matter what burns in the background. They'll suspend a streamer for showing the wrong song, but reward another for starting a street riot that boosts engagement. Because in this digital religion, morality is optional, but metrics are sacred. And when you feed a generation on dopamine and outrage, should you really be surprised when chaos becomes the algorithm's favorite meal? The truth is, these platforms don't want control. They want addiction, the kind that refreshes the page at 3 a.m. just to see what happens next. And every time a controversy erupts, they post the same corporate apology, then quietly count the spikes in watch time. That's not negligence. That's business. In Kai's world, every fan feels like a friend. Every bro, every chat, every shout-out, it's a digital hug that costs nothing but loyalty. But that's the trap. Because in this new entertainment economy, connection is the product. Fans talk about him like a cousin they grew up with. They know his routines, his jokes, his moods, but he doesn't know their names. It's not manipulation, it's evolution. The line between audience and community blurred so much, you can't tell where fandom ends and obsession begins. They defend him in comment wars, cancel anyone who questions him, and live through his highs and meltdowns as if they were emotional shareholders. And here's the dark punchline. The more personal he gets, the more powerful the algorithm becomes. The camera lens is no longer a barrier. It's a bridge to your brain. This is the parasocial age, where loneliness is monetized and intimacy is scalable. Kai didn't invent it. He just perfected the tone, a chaos that feels like love. Kai Cenat isn't the end of culture. He's the symptom of its next stage, a kid with a camera who turned noise into narrative and chaos into currency. He's what happens when attention becomes the only real form of power, when the algorithm doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for volume. We laugh, we scroll, we bark along, forgetting that every click builds the next idol, and every idol is just one burnout away from becoming a warning. The future of influence won't look like Hollywood. It'll look like a live chat exploding at 3 a.m., while millions of lonely screens echo the same phrase, W stream. And maybe that's the scariest part. Not that the world is watching, but that it can't look away. So next time you hear the bark, remember, it's not madness. It's the soundtrack of a generation that mistook noise for connection. Welcome to the age of influence burn, where fame is friction and silence is extinction. So if you made it this far, congratulations. You've just survived another influence burn. But don't get too comfortable, because this was just one spark in a wildfire of insanity we call the internet. Next week, we're diving even deeper. Another name, another empire, another illusion sold as authenticity. Subscribe if you're brave enough to keep watching the world burn, one influencer at a time. And if you ever wonder what happens when the jokes stop and the truth cuts deeper, that's what our other project is for. Dark Side Stories. Links in the description, but bring a flashlight. Because here on Punchline Protocol, we don't just tell jokes, we roast reality.